Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2014 horror film Tusk, written and directed by Kevin Smith. Jennifer Swalbuck is in this as well. Who else? Who we have seen in numerous other Kevin Smith projects. Justin Long is in this. He plays the main character Wallace. Haley Joel Osment is in this. Johnny Depp is in this. Lily Rose Depp is in this. Harley Quinn Smith is in this. Jason Mewes produced this, and Jennifer Swalbuck produced this as well. This is based on a Smodcast podcast episode of Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier. They're talking about what if a guy was turned into a walrus and stuff, right? So this movie is literally based on jokingly mapping out via a podcast a story. And by the third act, the guy is then turned into a walrus, and there's obviously no reversing it, right? There's no reversing it with corrective surgery, and his body's broken, his mind is broken, and then his friends visit him and throw him a fish. We get this part of the podcast at the very end credit part. So I didn't realize this, obviously, back in 2014 when I watched it 10 years ago. Wow. 10th anniversary, because we're in 2024. That's wild, bro. Time is weird. So we wanted to watch this for we, as in me, myself, and I, wrapping up our Kevin Smith View Askew Jay and Silent Bob movie marathon that we only started with doing the films specifically with Jay and Silent Bob, but then realizing it's a very vast, expanded universe, thrown in the other projects as well. We watched Yoga Hosers because Jennifer Swalbuck's character of Miss Mackenzie is in Clerks 2 and is in Yoga Hosers, and didn't know that her character also, who is not named in this, is in this film. So, watching the 2016 Yoga Hosers, which is a film in the same universe with other characters in the same... didn't know that. Harley Quinn Smith and Lily Rose Depp play both Colleens, who are the clerks at the Ed to Zed convenience store in Canada, where Yoga Hosers takes place, and it's the same place. It's the same characters, the same place in this film. The only reason we're there is because Justin Long goes from Los Angeles. Justin Long is a podcaster alongside Haley Joel Osment, goes to Winnipeg, stops at a convenience store before then going off to meet someone who's going to tell him his life stories and for material for his podcast. Because he goes to Canada for one reason, that messes up. He then finds an article in a bathroom at a bar that this guy hand wrote, letter, posted on the bulletin board by the urinals. And he wants to hear the stories. That way he has some material to take with him back to Los Angeles to continue on with the podcast episodes. So that's the main premise. And the guy turns out to be a serial killer who is deranged and starts to mutate his body into that of a walrus, and then has another walrus skin suit made of human skin. And then they battle it out, and then Justin Long's Wallace character stabs him with the tusks, and the tusks are made from his tibias. Wild. It's wild. And it's all based on a podcast episode. Did not know that back in 2014, 10 years ago. Now that I know that, and Kevin Smith's history of stuff, wild. So it's just neat then having as well the two Colleen M's working, and then them having their own show, film, Yoga Hosers, right after that. Johnny Depp's character of the detective and investigative journalist working in both films. Didn't know that. Didn't put two and two together. So it's just one of those waha moments, right? Wild third act. Wild 1 year flash forward. He's still a walrus. His friends give him a mackerel. He cries. That's it. Wild. It's a wild horror film. And then the second one, Yoga Hosers, is about bratwurst Nazis, little wiener babies, as the brought back to life German soldier is going through. Wild. So I'm very curious about Moose Jaws, which is the third final film in this True North trilogy, which is a subsidiary of the View Askew universe, because it's all the same like junk food products, Pucky Charms and whatever gum that is advertised in Clerks, then carry over to other films. Like, it's all the same like stuff. And Miss Mackenzie has been in 2 of the 3 True North projects, which we'll see if she's in Moose Jaws. And she was in Clerks 2, which is a View Askew / Jay Silent Bob film. So, very excited for Moose Jaws. Whenever that comes out, very excited to watch it. Very excited to add it to the list. Tusk is an absolutely wild, deranged fever dream of a film, and I expect nothing less for Moose Jaws, because Yoga Hosers is a wild, ridiculous fever dream of a film with a lot of music in it as well. I'm considering that in my musical subsidiary category of reviews. Um, yeah, Moose Jaws, man. Let's see what happens, because it's pitched as Jaws but with a moose. Let's see. My question for that specifically is, are they hitting either the Pacific or the Atlantic, because Canada borders both? But then also Canada has the Great Lakes, so are we actually having this Moose Jaws within a Great Lakes? How does that work? Very curious. Very curious. I think we are officially done with our however many movie marathons and TV shows and short film reviews that we've done. Starting with 1994's Clerks, ending with 2014's Tusk, even though technically we ended with, chronologically, 2022's Clerks 3. But we jumped around in between because I honestly halfway through had no idea where this was going, this movie marathon review. In honor of Pride Month, wearing our Jay and Silent Bob Snoochies Boochies and Equality shirt, seen in Clerks, seen in Jay and Silent Bob Reboot 2019, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot at ChronicCon, heavily featured at the Hot Topic booth at ChronicCon, heavily featured at Hot Topic, the actual store in all the malls you go to, or the outlets that you go to. That's where I found this. I've said so many times how incredible Kevin is in regards to writing, storytelling, art, cinematic universe in general. I don't know where and how to rank favorite movies. Favorite moment, hands down, would be the Clerks 2 scene in the jail cell when Randall Graves says to Dante Hicks, "You're my best friend, and I love you in a totally heterosexual way. Please, man, don't leave me." My favorite moment in all of the however many reviews we just did. Incredible. I still get chills just seeing that, and especially now knowing and seeing the ending of their friendship, of him dying on a hospital bed. Oh my god, it was wild. Absolutely wild. Yin to the yang kind of a thing. Of course they fight, and of course they scream, but of course they love each other. But it was wild. I gotta say, that's probably my favorite moment. Yeah, Clerks 2, that prison scene, was the jail cell scene, was my favorite moment out of all of the Jay and Silent Bob movie marathons that we've did. But Jay and Silent Bob, bro, that was pretty epic in regards to the bringing all the characters together in the cinematic universe bit. Chasing Amy, the just the life realizations of Ben Affleck and Jason Lee and Joey Adams. It's so many moments. Absolutely love it. Wonderful franchise, wonderful creator, and bro, those documentaries that we did, bro. I just watching Kevin sob for 2 minutes, bro. I just didn't think I was mentally prepared to see that. I was not in a this is a real moment kind of a thing. I was still in a comedy mindset upon starting those, but then this was real. It was real. It was real. It was authentic. It was genuine, and that's everything I've ever said and described Kevin to be. So, long live the View Askew universe. Long live Jay and Silent Bob. Long live the True North trilogy. And who knows what happens next after Moose Jaws? Who knows what happens next? On to the next review. Mahalo.